You are watching PEMU TV, Buri Hamwe.
President. Those hands were not enough for the co-president.
Don't mind me, the name is a very long one. Ononyanuga Adewumini, the Deputy Chief Whip of Nigeria, House of Representatives.
De vous priver d'une voix dans les forums. Je vous remercie.
Merci. La liste des États qui n'ont pas signé. Il y en a, ils sont 13. République coopérative de Guyana, Sainte-Lucie, République de Trinidad et Tobago. En tant que secrétariat, nous vous lançons un appel pour respecter cette règle. Il y a une deuxième règle sur laquelle on attire également votre haute attention. C'est que l'OACP a une politique de sanctions.
The composition of the bureau member does not deprive the entire continent, so that we can have on equal members the Europeans and the African group. So, having said that, we put it, they will provide us with a name, and we will announce the name in our next meeting this afternoon. Having said that,
le partenariat Afrique-Union européenne. Au titre du premier point, les membres de l'Assemblée adopteront le règlement de l'Assemblée parlementaire régionale.
Parlementaires, on doit être sanctionné. Parce que ceux qui payent les cotisations, ce sont les exécutifs, ce n'est pas nous. Ce sont les gouvernements qui payent les cotisations au niveau du groupe AFP. Donc c'est comme ça que ça se passe. Si nous on savait qu'on n'avait pas payé les cotisations et que, je parle de tous les pays ici, il est bon qu'on sache, qu'on comprenne un peu cette histoire de sanctions-là. Parce que les ministres aussi, ils ont leur conseil des ministres. Ce sont eux qui payent. Donc dans les conditions normales, c'est eux qui doivent être sanctionnés. Concerning gender and payment sanctions, etc. I told the line of my colleague from Mali that if I should only be the minister but the ambassadors, they went and debated all of this post-Cotonou Agreement without making reference to Parliament. Some of us, because we know our positions very well, we sanction them and we query them. We should see ourselves working so that we can iron out the differences within our different localities and bring our democracy to high.
My name is Martin Peters Owino, Member of Parliament from Kenya, and attending the 64th session here in Luanda, Angola. Today we are so happy that we have elected our able Deputy Speaker of Uganda, Honorable Thomas. We know, following how he has been representing or deliberating in these sessions, he's a very forthright and decisive guy, and I know he's going to represent us well. Even though our partners may be taking this opportunity to divide us into region thinking we will be weaker, I think with him heading the East Africa regional section, we will be much stronger, and we want him to bring us together, first of all, communicate effectively, that we may discuss issues before it comes to the floor when we have the sessions. In that way, we may have articulated very, very well what is affecting us. One thing that he said, which I want to repeat here in the Assembly, is that this kind of regionalizing African states or putting it into regions, assembly or bureaus should not be used to to weaken our stand as Africa. In fact, we should turn that kind of strategy into strength, that we may stand firm for issues of trade imbalances, issues of democracy, and other issues that affect us. So I want to say to my friend, congratulations, and work so hard for the people of East Africa in this regard. Thank you.
Nominated the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda, Honorable Thomas Tayebwa.
Yes, Honorable.
Okay, yes. I'm excited to have been elected a member of the Bureau of the OACPS, that is Organization of Africa, Caribbean and Pacific, together with the European Union Joint Parliamentary Group or Assembly. I'll be representing East Africa, the 8 countries according to OACPS. These include Seychelles, Mauritius, Djibouti, Comoros, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda and Burundi, the over 9 countries. And the major issues we shall be focusing on will be on implementation of the Samoa Agreement, which has replaced the Cotonou Agreement that had been running for over 20 years. We shall be engaging strongly with the European Union on issues to do with climate change, gender parity, energy transition, human rights, and peace and conflict resolution, and democracy, which are cornerstones of the international framework. But most importantly, I'll be a voice of the Global South on these issues, whereby we shall ensure that indeed unfair trade practices and unfair trade restrictions which are coming from our big brothers in the European Union are negotiated on fair ground and on fair terms. And then also the issue of the energy transition, whereby the European Union has been pushing us so much, especially we from the Global South, the undeveloped countries, that we ditch our traditional energy methods. It's an issue where we must negotiate properly on transition clauses in as far as energy issues and renewable energy is concerned. We must be able to exploit our resources, but without damaging the environment. But also Africa, which is contributing almost 3% of global emissions, cannot be the one paying the heavy price and receiving the heaviest penalties when it comes to energy transition. These are issues which we must be now able to negotiate. I was nominated by a country which is already affected strongly by climate change. That is Seychelles. It's the one which nominated me, and I was seconded by Kenya. But you can see we are trying to come up with a framework whereby the voice of the Global South takes center stage. Now with Uganda being the chair of NAM, with Uganda being the chair of G77 plus China, and with this, it means that the issues that we must be looking at as a country are from an African perspective, not only from our country perspective. We must be a voice of the region. We are going to be 5 members from Africa that are going to be negotiating with the European Parliament on these issues, and I hope that if we can remain focused from a Pan-Africanist perspective, then we shall be able to engage the European Parliament and achieve much more for our continent.
Webale kuleba BMTV buli hamwe.